Recording in progress. Recording stopped.
Good morning, everyone. Can the person with the Samsung SM8556E identify yourself, please? Who is the person using the Samsung?
Hi, Lindy. I think the Samsung tablet, I think it is mine. Or do you see me here?
Yes. Can the person identify him or herself? Otherwise, I'm going to remove from the meeting. There's no one. Samsung, can you identify yourself, please? I erroneously admitted because people need to identify themselves. Can you
Hi,
identify
Lindiwe.
yourself? Hi.
Hi, I
Umhlongwane?
think no, it's Hlatshwayo. I think it's
Yes.
me, Samsung.
It's a member from MK.
Yes,
Okay, no, it's fine. I wanted
thank
to really show, these are people that hack the system.
Okay.
You never know. Thanks so much,
All right.
Member. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Sure.
Recording in progress.
A very good morning to all the members of this portfolio committee, and a warm welcome to this first meeting of this year, 2025, and hoping that all of us had a break that we needed so desperately and took time to reflect and be with our families who are supporting us as we do the work that we do. And I am really hopeful that we are ready to do the work that is before us for this year, and that we will work together with the department, with the stakeholders, with our constituencies, to ensure that the work that we have before us is done to the benefit of those that we are here to serve. I am very positive, in fact, that we are up to the challenge. And so I really would like to welcome all of you, all our the department. I see that the Honorable Deputy Minister is with us, and the department at large, the ADG, and all the teams that actually make the work that we oversee happen. I also would like to welcome and the NGOs who do
Chair,
the
your
work.
network is not stable. Your network is not stable, no?
Okay,
You're trying to move a little bit where you are.
okay. It doesn't show being unstable here. While I'm sorting myself out, may we please just take this 1 minute to observe a moment of silence for prayer and meditation, please. Thank you. Thank you. I hope that is much better. Lindy, is that in it sounding different?
Yes, Chair.
Okay,
much
thank you
better
so thank you so much to all those who are on the platform for your understanding. I was not aware that there was something wrong with the platform, with the network. So with those very short words, I would like to welcome all of us and hand over to Lindy to take us through the agenda, please. Lindy? Lindy, are you there? Lindy, I cannot hear you from my side. Can any other honorable member hear Lindy?
Chair, sorry, I have a laptop that is problematic. It takes forever to open a document.
Okay.
I don't know whether I tried to share the document. Let me try once again.
Okay.
Are you able to see the document, Chair and members?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Thank you very much, Chairperson. Good morning to the members of Parliament and the Deputy Minister and departmental officials. Compliments of the new season in our first meeting for 2025. Chairperson, the agenda for today's proceedings, we have done already the welcoming, also the introduction by MP's chair. We have about 7 members that are here. It's you, Member Mhlongo, Member Mare, Member Ramalia, Ramayila, Member Abrams, Member Munyai, and Member Kabaza. They are on the platform so far. And then, Chair, the apologies, I've received an apology from the Minister who is unable to attend today's proceedings due to a cabinet meeting scheduled for today as well. Chair, also, the internal apology from Member Mchweni, who is unable to attend due to an urgent matter she is attending to. Chair, after that will adopt the agenda, and then we'll receive an overview from the Deputy Minister, and then we'll proceed to get a presentation from the Department of Social Development on the progress made on the drafting of the Children's Amendment Bill, the Bill 18 of 2020. Thereafter, we'll engage on deliberation and get responses from the department. We have an internal business to attend to, Chair. At 11:15, 11:12, we will consider the 4th term draft committee program and also adopt it. And then there are 2 sets of minutes for consideration adoption, 20 and 4th December. Thereafter, you hand over you give us your closing remarks and the meeting will adjourn. We assume by 12 o'clock. Chair, this is the agenda for today's meeting for the committee's consideration and adoption. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lindy. Honorable members, I put before you the agenda as has been outlined by Lindiwe, and would like to have a member adopting this agenda as having been presented to us. Honorable Munyai, I recognize.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson. I move for the adoption of the agenda as presented.
Thank you, Honorable Munyai. May we please have a honorable member who will second the adoption of the agenda for us?
Good morning.
Okay. Is this honorable? I can't see now.
Mhlongo, Chair.
Oh,
Mhlongo, Chair.
Honorable Mhlongo, I recognize you.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning to everyone on the platform, and I move to second Honorable Mnyanyi in the adoption of the agenda as presented, Chair. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Mhlongo, for that. So that means now that this meeting can continue because we have an agenda that has been adopted. And without taking even one more minute, I would like to again welcome the Honorable Deputy Minister and hand over to him to give us the overview. Thank you so much, Honorable Minister. Over to you. I cannot from my side hear the minister. The Deputy Minister is.
Right now.
Good morning, honorable members. Chair, can you hear me? Chair, can you
Yes.
hear me?
Yes, I can hear you clearly. Thank you so much, Honorable Deputy Minister.
Chairperson, honorable members, good morning and thank you so much for inviting the department to this very important meeting. First, I would like to tender an apology for the honorable minister. I'd also request your permission as I also may have to leave later in the morning for a cabinet Lekgotla. Chairperson, top of mind must be the vision that we need to look after our children for their first 1,000 days, starting from the time that they are in the mother's womb. Also top of mind, Chairperson, is the fact that very soon we will have the first Act of Parliament for the Department of Social Development. It is maybe sad that in 30 years of our democracy, we still don't have an Act of Parliament relating to the work that your portfolio committee does and my department does. As we are all aware, the sixth Parliament could not process and finalize the Children's Amendment Bill in its entirety. So it only passed a part of the proposed bill, and that is the foster care clauses in order to meet the deadline set by the Gauteng Division of the High Court, leading to the Children's Amendment Act 2022. This was a great achievement and milestone that this act has brought some relief in the sector. Chair, I just left high school and my first job was in the foster care department of the Department of Colored Affairs at that time in the Rowland Street, very close to Parliament. So I'm very happy that we brought some relief to this sector. Last year, on the 28th of August, the committee resolved to refer the remainder of the Children's Amendment Bill back to the department for redrafting and resubmission to Parliament. This bill is very critical for the advancement of constitutional rights of children. It is one of the critical and important statutes administered and led by the department, although it is intersectoral and multidisciplinary in nature. In addition, it affects ordinary South African children, parents, and communities. Your children, Chair, and my children. South African children face economic problems, including poor access to quality care and protection services, increased incidence of poverty, abuse, neglect, and exploitation in the form of trafficking, sexual exploitation, forced marriages, child labor, etc. Our children also have the burden of having to be parents. This bill, amongst others, seeks to address some of these issues, improve protective measures for children, and strengthen the child protection system. I'm pleased to report that since August, the department has made commendable progress in redrafting the bill which you sent to us, and officials will address you on that shortly. Before I hand over to you, Chairperson, I would like to applaud you and members for your unwavering commitment to the protection and fulfillment of children's constitutional rights. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Deputy Minister, for those words, which really breathe life into the work that we are so committed to do as the members of this portfolio committee in terms of ensuring that in whatever we do, the best interest of the child is paramount, and in whatever the department does, the best interest of a child is paramount. So just for the honorable members that may not have been part of the meeting that took place in August, when we handed back, we referred the bill back to, or the bill back to the department to have it as a executive bill, which was touted to be a committee bill last Parliament. And so I just want to say that the reason why we did this, and I'm sure that I would be supported by the members of Parliament that were of this portfolio committee that were with us in the 6th Parliament. The reasons that we then referred the bill back to the department was because at the beginning, we thought that this was going to be a committee bill because we felt that it was our responsibility as the 7th Parliament, members of this portfolio committee, to make sure that the clauses or part of the bill that the clauses that we rejected, to make sure that we passed the bill that looked or that focused on the comprehensive legal solution that the Gauteng North High Court had ruled on, and that the deadline for that was looming, and there was no way that all the bill as it was going to be processed thoroughly and meticulously to make sure that it takes care of the needs of our children on the ground. So that is why in August, we then took a decision as this committee to say to the department, you have 6 months within which to go back and look at this bill, because also we had a very clear and thorough and informative presentation by the legal services of Parliament to say that for this bill to be processed, there needs to be policy developed, and Parliament and the committee do not have policy, human resources, and to the magnitude that we need to make sure that there is no challenges. There are no challenges in processing this bill. So that is what we used as a basis, partly to say, let the bill go back to the department. So we gave the department 6 months from August, which I think that they are still within, if not in a matter of days, that 6 months will expire. So we welcome the fact that we are having this progress report on this because of that resolution by the portfolio committee in August. So as I hand over to the ADG, who will then let us know what it is, how it is that this presentation will be made. And I must just make a very small comment, and I know that the honorable members will probably also, when the time comes, after the presentation they will make. A comment that I have to make is that at the end of the presentation that we received on time, and so had the time to read it, there are two options. In my reading of the presentation and the background and the context that the presentation outlines from the beginning to the end, there was no, but I'm going to be assisted by, and I'll benefit from the assistance from the department when they present. There was no need for two options, because if you say to me that the reason why the bill had to be referred back, and the work that has been done since then, such as your recertification, so that it accommodates all the other stakeholders that needed to be there, and such as, for example, the National House of Traditional Leaders, and to make sure that all those are in part of the recertification by the state law advisors, and it also goes to the DPME and so on and so forth. I don't know then how we could have an option that says just do the bill as it is.
Chair,
Sorry?
my hand has been, sorry to disturb you, Chair, my hand has been up. I see that you can't see it.
And my hand has been up too.
Sure. Yes. Yes, Honorable Mhlongo.
Thank you very much, Chair. Chair, I think maybe you should let the department present, because I now feel like Chair is now going into the presentation before the department. Yes, we've received the department, but it's like now Chair is already ahead. Can the department first present, Chair, and then we come after as members and engage the department? Because I now feel that Chair is already engaging the presentation.
Oh, Honorable Munyai?
Chair, respectfully is that, look, I think my view will not be, chairperson have a right to have an overview, which was within your right to do that. But the key issue on the conclusion before the presentation, whether there was a need or not need, I think it's a view that need to be exercised by you after deliberation and by us to make, because we have not, for us, we have not, though we have received presentation from secretary, the interpretation of those presentation, since it's a legal document, a bill is a legal document, it is imperative that we engage with those substantial issues after presentation, when this interpretation has been clearly clarified by the legal mind. I'm just worried that as a layman who is not a lawyer, nor advocate or scholar of law, may be confused about these options at the end, before the context, interpretation, and the presentation by the department. In a sense, I'm in an agreement with Honorable Hlongo, but not taking your right as the chair. Chair have the right to give a context arising from August, what happened. That exactly indeed is, it's okay. But whether there's a need or no need for option, I think is something we can deal with after presentation.
Right.
Thank you.
I appreciate that, honorable members. And I just, and in fact, I take it, I note it very seriously. All I was doing was to say, because I normally would have known by now that I never interfere when the members are interacting or are engaging in the presentations. I make sure that all the time is dedicated to the members. So I was giving my side of things, also given the fact that, as you also rightly say, we have received this presentation and it really speaks to all the issues that we deliberated on the 4th of August. And so I thought I would give my take on it so that I do not have to speak again. But if that is viewed as a preemption or preempting the presentation, I will take that. I believe I'm humble enough to be able to say that I take that. And just to say that I appreciated the presentation and the clear outlining of the issues that have ensued since the 4th of August, I believe, and also the work that has come into the presentation leading us to this day, and also making sure that the department comes within the 6 months that we had sort of agreed upon. So without then going into the conclusion, which I appreciate is a challenge to the colleagues, I will hand over to the ADG, who will then outline how the presentation will ensue. Thank you so much, honorable members.
Thank you very much, Chair and honorable members, our DM. Let me just send compliments of the new year. We are meeting for the first time. We hope that 2025 all us the best. And as a department, we had a New Year resolution to be the best department in South Africa, and to make sure that we deliver services accordingly. We appreciate your call for us in the new year to brief the portfolio committee. We are with the EXCO and the members and the officials that are responsible for the presentation. I think the minister's apology has been tendered by the TM. Can I take this opportunity to welcome the advocate to give us a presentation. It's a very short presentation with a lot of things on it. So let's welcome the advocate Luyanda Mthochisa, who will take us the presentation. Then we will then hand over to the chairperson after the presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I think Secretary will be flighting the presentation.
I gave Mr. Kakaza rights to vote to present.
Good morning, Honorable Chair, Honorable members, Honorable GM, the executive of the department, and colleagues. The presentation for today is a response to an invitation from your good selves as honorable members of parliament to deal with the progress that we have registered so far since our last meeting in August. Next slide, please. So the purpose of this presentation is to provide progress, as I've indicated, on the drafting of the Children's Amendment Bill, that is B18-2020, and the process that has been followed, and to get guidance from the committee on the way forward. I must indicate, honorable members, that the mentioning of the numbering B18-2020 is merely symbolic in this regard, because of its historical significance. Because once this bill is reintroduced, it will have new numbering. Because at the end of the day, B18 of 2020 was processed by Parliament in the form of the Foster Care Bill until its finality when it was signed into law as Act number 17 of 2022. So the bill, as the Honorable Chair has indicated, this bill was initially introduced during the 5th Parliament, and it had lapsed due to the dissolution of the 5th Parliament as per the parliamentary rules. This bill was introduced during the 6th Parliament and processed in that fashion, as Honorable Chair has given an overview regarding this issue. So initially there were 147 clauses of the bill, and some of the clauses were rejected due to the fact that there was a proclamation that was signed by the President transferring early childhood development to the Department of Basic Education. So some of the clauses were also rejected because of the limited time that existed, as the Honorable Chair has indicated in her opening remarks, because there was a limited time regarding the certification of the Northampton High Court order, which was calling for a comprehensive legal solution to deal with the foster care backlog. So a decision was then taken during the 6th administration to have the remaining clauses, which were the clauses that were rejected, to be dealt with as a committee bill later. And then it transpired that the committee, as indicated, was not readily resourced to resuscitate the rejected clauses due to human capacity and availability of policies, as the Honorable Chair has indicated. So a decision was then taken that this bill gets back to the executive for it to process. So the department decided to deal with this bill as indicated by the committee at the time. So it must be noted that some of the issues initially addressed in this bill have been overtaken by events, which make it imprudent to just reintroduce without attending to such issues. For an example, Section 40 of the Children's Act, where we have a court order that indicates that the non-mentioning of a life partner in the list of or the use of the word spouse only without mentioning life partners is unconstitutional. We must remember, honorable members, that the bill that was introduced, that is P80 of 2020, is exactly the bill that is exactly the bill that had already amended Section 40. So the Constitutional Court judgment was neither here nor there in the context of this particular bill. We must also take into account the developments around the court case, the Constitutional Court again, which called for the abolishing of the reasonable chastisement as a common law defense when you are chastising your child. And the bill was making reference to corporal punishment as if reasonable chastisement is okay. So we needed also to address that. The issue of intersex children, which members will recall during the public hearings that this was raised, inter-country adoption, which is also a thorny issue in terms of the fraud, corruption that is happening in that space and what needs to happen. We also have a challenge with regard to baby savers. We know there is so much dumping of children in dustbins and all such awkward places. And now there is a concept of baby savers, which the department and the parliament may need to look at. And at present, there is something that needs to be done in order for the committee to be able to entertain that. Remember, members, that when we are dealing with the incorporation of public comments in a bill, that is after we have received the public comments, there is always a rule that says this cannot be entertained because it was not gazetted. Hence the need to have all these issues that are mentioned here to be gazetted so that you are at liberty to deliberate on these issues and have a position at the end of the day. There is also the issue of traditional aspect of parental rights and responsibilities, which also needed to be taken into account. And the issue of initiation, yes, you will see that there are so many initiates that are dying in the country, more especially in the province of the Eastern Cape, and what we may need to do as this particular committee, if we can, to address such issues. But we can't debate that until it gets into the bill and it gets to be gazetted. So the department took a decision to interrogate the comprehensiveness of the national child protection policy to deal with these issues, to establish whether a policy review is required or not. So the conclusion that was reached was that indeed a policy review ordinarily is required by the department because of so many things that keep changing. However, for the purposes of processing the bill that is before us, there is no need for a policy review because the existing policy, that is the National Child Protection Policy, and the other related legislative prescripts and the common law already sufficiently cover the issues that we have raised. But we are mindful of the fact that, I mean, things keep changing and there's a need from time to time to ensure that the issue of addressing these changes is accommodated in the policy. So as indicated earlier, Honorable Chair and Honorable Members, this bill had 147 clauses. The first step the department had to undertake was to exclude all the clauses that relate to early childhood development and foster care. So this requires some redrafting as deletion of the said clauses would impact on cross-referencing and the likes. So furthermore, the clauses that relate to abandonment of a child, parental responsibilities, and adoption were also redrafted to respond to the issues that I've just indicated and which issues were raised during the public hearings when the portfolio committee was discussing the country to solicit public comments. So this redrafting forms the basis upon which the cabinet is requested to approve that the bill be republished for public comments or automatic reintroduction. I use that automatic reintroduction as a symbol that will be addressed later and in line with the comment that the Honorable Chair has indicated. So the bill has been redrafted to cater for some clauses that do not necessarily require policy change, as indicated earlier. It has already been referred to the Office of the State Law Advisor to recertify it for compliance with drafting conventions and legality. And the reason why it has been sent there, you must remember, honorable members, that the bill was initially certified as a bill that does not affect the House of Traditional Leadership, as it really didn't. There was nothing incorrect with that. It was 100% correct because what the department was legislating on was equating the rights of unmarried fathers to those of married fathers in line with Section 9 of the Constitution to say no one must be discriminated based on marital status. But there were some tendencies emanating from that particular drafting to indicate that there were issues of the payment of damages and likes, which also needed to be addressed, which were not addressed earlier. That is why now the bill had to be recertified as a bill that affects traditional leadership. So due to the issues that were raised again by members of the community around parental rights and responsibilities during the public hearings, it transpired that actually the bill does affect the House of Traditional Leadership. So it must be certified as such, and it must also be introduced as such, because that has got implications in terms of how we deal with such bills which need to be referred to such a house. So it is in terms of this legality that the bill needs to be recertified. The bill was also referred to the Department of Monitoring, Performance Monitoring and Evaluation, because initially the bill was certified as compliant, and so much time has lapsed since the bill was certified, and there's a need for reintroduction now, meaning that there is a need for a new certification. We cannot just automatically come back to Parliament and submit the bill without that new certificate from DPME. So furthermore, the removal of some clauses and the redrafting of the bill may have changed the content of the bill, because now it is limited. It does not cater for ECD, and it also does not cater for foster care, because those have been extinguished by the processes that were taken during the processing of this particular bill. So the bill has been submitted in order to get a new certificate, so that when we come before you at a later stage, Honorable Chair, Honorable Members, we've got all the necessary documents. So the National House of Traditional Leaders, as I made reference to, has also been approached, and the consultation around the issue has been given effect to, and there are also ongoing consultations with them in relation to many other issues they've also proposed, talking about the issues of fertility testing and the likes. So the consultation with the National House of Traditional Leaders was actually triggered by Clause 10 of the bill, which amends Section 21, that is parental rights and responsibilities, as I indicated earlier. That's to ensure that there is no unfair discrimination based on marital status. It is therefore imperative that this House be consulted, as we have done and as we continue to do before the introduction, so that the committee is able to deal with the issues traditional leaders may raise around this issue. You must understand, honorable members and honorable chair, as I indicated that earlier, that sometimes we do hide behind the rule that this was not consulted nor gazetted, and therefore Parliament's arms are chopped in terms of being able to deal with this particular matter if it was not consulted. That is why we are consulting widely with these important stakeholders, so that we are able to entertain everything they bring to us, and also the issues that the members of the public may continue to raise. So a submission to the minister was generated to apprise her and Deputy Minister of the new developments relating to these engagements with these stakeholders for the purposes of improving this bill. So a further submission was also routed to the minister's signature for approval to solicit public comments. So it is envisaged that this bill will be presented to Cabinet during the month of March, and once it is approved, then we will publish it in the Gazette for public comments during the month of April, which publication will be incorporating the issues that I made reference to earlier. So during the month of May, the department will work on the public comments and resubmit to the Office of the Chief State Law Advisor for preliminary certification, just to indicate that having incorporated the public comments, the bill is still within the ambit of the Constitution and the existing legal prescripts. So the bill will therefore be submitted to Cabinet to approve for reintroduction after incorporation of the public comments and after it has been seen by the Office of the Chief State Law Advisor. We must, Honorable Chair and honorable members, take into account that when we put these time frames, we put them understanding that there may be a challenge to actually get a listening ear on that particular time that we have selected, because we have to approach the Cabinet, as we are in the process of so doing, to say we want audience with you on a particular sitting, as their schedule indicates the times for which they will be sitting, but we may not necessarily get a attention on that particular day, but we keep trying. So the days that we are putting here are more tentative. So we are saying, Honorable Chair and Honorable Members, with regard to this particular slide, that there are basically two options. I know and I heard and appreciate what the Honorable Chair has indicated about the options. Let me indicate, Honorable Chair, that when we talk about the first option, this is merely symbolic. This is merely symbolic in the sense that we are trying to indicate that ordinarily, if a bill is being reintroduced in Parliament, there is actually no need for regazetting for public comments. So this is what would have happened had we not had the issues that I raised, that is baby savers, traditional leadership issues and all that. We would be able to reintroduce this particular bill by April or May. So it's just for information purposes that if there were no new issues involved, we would just go to Cabinet to ask for reintroduction, and then reintroduction would take place. So please accept the fact that we are indicating that this is merely symbolic. So the second option is to republish the bill for public comments. This is where we are saying, when we publish this bill for public comments, we will be able to entertain all the issues raised and not hide behind the principle that these matters were not gazetted. That is what we would appreciate that you agree us with, and ignore the first option, because I indicate that it was merely symbolic. We were mindful of the fact that the decision that was taken was to look at all the issues that relate to adoption, that relate to traditional leadership and all that during our meeting. Hence, I'm saying the presence of the first option in this slide is just merely an indication that had there been no new issues that need to be entertained in terms of this bill, then that would be the route to take. But it would not be advisable in the sense that there are new issues that keep cropping up that need the attention of Parliament. We don't want to finalize this bill and come back to you, and in the second month of processing the bill, there are new issues that crop up, and then we have to come with another amendment again. Thank you, Honorable Chair. So the recommendation that we are making here, Honorable Chair and Honorable Members, is that we take note of the progress that has been registered towards reintroduction, and also I advise on the better option between the two, which we have already alluded to, and what we have just explained, that in any event there is one option, because the first one would make us go around the circles and keep coming for amendments, whilst we can just publish and get a comprehensive package of the issues in one bill. So basically that is the presentation, Honorable Chair and Honorable Members, and thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Advocate, for that presentation. As the ADG said, it's a short presentation, but it's quite a comprehensive one in terms of the steps that have been taken and the ground that has been covered in ensuring that we do what we make good on what we agreed upon on the 4th of August and what we asked you to go away and do. I will take this opportunity now to give the opportunity to the honorable members to ask their question, comments, and deliberate on the issues that have been presented. I see the Honorable Munyai as number 1, and the Honorable Abrams as number 2, And Honorable Hlongo is number 3. It looks so far as if those are the honorable members that would like, and then I see Honorable Reverend Kwabaza as number 4, and Honorable
Mare.
Mare is number 5, and I'm trying to.
Ramaila, Chair.
And Honorable Ramaila is number 6. In that order, Honorable Munyai. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, esteemed Honorable Chairperson, esteemed Deputy Minister, DG, and esteemed honorable members and the Group CEO of SASSA, and all DDGs and senior management. Happy New Year. Thank you, DG, for reminding us that, because sometimes we get consumed, Honorable Chair, by our family affairs. We forget the very simple, important issues to wish each other a wonderful, happy New Year. Thank you for the opportunity, Honorable Chair. Now, after, firstly, the 4th of August meeting, its principal purpose was to get the Parliament legal team to help the portfolio committee to initiate the bill. And I think the meeting resolved that the bill need to be done by ministry. That was the conclusion of that meeting, so far as I understand, because even Parliament themselves have established that they don't have internal capacity to do that. They've confessed to that effect, and they said if they were to do it, they were going to outsource to Legal Mind. And I think this context to me is very much important. And the second issue, you also confessed, Chair, that on that meeting that you firstly, in your context, you took this bill forward as a private member bill, and in the process, it was found that it was not desirable by the previous administration. So the second issue, the third issue, Honorable Chair, is then that we have agreed that the ministry have to go and initiate the bill. But the key issue at that time, we were raising the principle, I was raising the principle. Let me not say we, because I don't want to bind others. I was raising the principle that as a principle of any bill, the minister will have to initiate it. There must be issues of socio-economic benefits. There must be this certificate passing the constitutional master. All those issues, I think it's about 3 certificate that we need, that the department ministry need to get from the state law advisors. They need to be certified. Those critical points I'm trying to raise. So now after presentation, it is very clear on record, I think the presenters on record, that the bill was successfully processed. That is a fact that has been put forward. Can I please, there's somebody, mic that's on, Chair? I don't know who.
Yeah, it did come through, but I think it has now been sorted out on.
Oh, thank you.
Apologies.
Sorry, I apologize. I didn't see that. And I think even the presenter put it on record that this bill has been successfully processed. And of course, even in communities, when you make, the lawmakers are not necessarily community. It requires that there's a participatory democracy to allow the people to have an input. And in final analysis, in terms of the Constitution, the legislature, so honorable members, make the law. make the law. But that public participation is a requirement. But also the presenter is on record to say that the bill do not necessarily need a policy review because the issues that are being brought forward are covered by national child protection policy and related legislation. That was there on record. But now, Chair, after the presentation by the legal minds, now the option to me makes a very lot of sense now. And I think we should not allow the fact that they should be symbolic because they help us to guide, to take us forward. And I think the debate is not actually the content of the bill itself because we are not yet there. It's not about the content or what need to be there and so forth, A, B, C, D. Because when the bill comes before us as a parliament, it's no longer the bill of the executive. It's us that need to engage those issues. But after the bigger picture, the big comprehensive presentation, short presentation, it is clearly that the option number 2 would be appropriate for this portfolio committee to pursue than not to have an option at all. Beyond symbol, I think they are critical beyond the fact that the presenters think is symbolic. To me, it's critical and it's helped the portfolio committee, in my view, to go forward. And therefore, I'll agree with the option 2 as what we need to take forward as this collective. It's my recommendation. It's my view that I'm putting forward. I thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Munyai. I will now hand over to the Honorable Abrams. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Chairperson, and good morning to all the honorable members and the Deputy Minister and to the ADG and his team, and all the best for 2025. Thank you very much for the presentation. Chairperson, it is unfortunate that the presentation, from what I understand, is a bit incorrect, because I think that's now leading to this debate of whether there's an option A and option B, when from what I understand, there is no option A. And I would, like to request, if it's at all possible, that the presentation be updated, especially in reference to those last 2 slides, to reflect what the presenter has just communicated to us, because I, for one, do go back to the presentations as a reference point, and leaving the presentation to be as incorrect as it is will, I believe, create confusion further down the line when, going back and reflecting on these presentations, which also find themselves uploaded onto the PMG website. So that is a request, because from what I understand, there is only one way forward. Chairperson, also to avoid any confusion about who introduced the Children's Amendment Bill, it was introduced by the executive of the 6th administration, and that's the Children's Amendment Bill that we are speaking about. Then, Chairperson, I just would like final confirmation in that the bill then has been redrafted, and all that the executive and the department is waiting on is a date to present it to Cabinet before it will then be reintroduced to Parliament and then for public comment. And then my last question, Chairperson, in August, we also had a briefing with regard to the JVJ judgment, which also has a deadline attached to it of June 2025. So if we can just please get some information around what the redrafted bill, if it includes this judgment, and if then waiting on Cabinet dates and all of the timelines, if this committee will then meet that deadline of June, I think it's the 28th of June for this year. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you, Honorable Abrams, for those comments. I will now hand over to Honorable Mhlongo. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Chairperson, and greetings to honorable members and the department. Also, greetings to the Deputy Minister. Chairperson, let me also welcome the presentation as presented by the department and note the progress done so far in updating the portfolio committee on the progress made or on the progress or the work done by the department since the portfolio committee recommended in August 2024. And Chair, also note that in the presentation there were two options, and as the presenter would have mentioned, that this is a progress report or an update to the portfolio committee, and I would want to, Chair, go and say that option 2 is an option that I would second or I would support, as the department has outlined the way forward for the portfolio committee, that we go with option 2, because option 2 clearly states that it will give the committee enough time to entertain all issues that would have been raised earlier on this bill, and also that option 2 also indicates that the committee will then have will have to apply its, will have more time also to apply its mind. So, Chair, I would, in supporting the presentation, I'd also propose or support the option 2 that the department has given us in the update or the progress report that was requested by the portfolio committee in August 2020.
Thank you, Honorable Mhlongo, for those comments and questions. Honorable Marais, please take over.
Good morning, Chairperson. Good morning to all the Deputy President, to all the portfolio members and all the stakeholders that's here today. I also want to say compliments for the new year. I also would like to give my condolences to all the soldiers that has lost their lives in the DRC. Chairperson, I only have one concern. My concern is the time frame. And if you look at the cutoff date for June, and if you look at the two options, I thought that we have sorted the options out already. And the one concern that I want to raise is that I have the Fathers for Justice, all the letters that they have been writing. Are we considering any of those as well? And my biggest concern is true what Alex is saying, that we went back to the previous ones, and we don't want to commit the same problem that we had. We don't want to have the same problem we had in the sixth administration. So I just want us to be cautious about how we're going to do this thing, because time is not on our side. It's already February next week, and June is just around the corner. And if we have to go through the whole process, are we going to be on time for the timeline of June? The option of us having enough time of the previous member was saying, is that we will have enough time to discuss and deal with this issue. Do we really have that enough time? Because if you look at the time frame, Chairperson, that is just a few of my concerns that I would like to raise about this bill, because it's a very important bill. We couldn't finish it in the sixth administration, but I think we should do it in the seventh administration. Thank you so much, Chairperson.
Thank you, Honorable Marais, for raising those issues. I will now hand over to the Honorable Qobaza, Reverend Qobaza, I'm sorry.
Thank you so much, Chair. And greeting to you, Chair, Deputy Minister, the department, and honorable members. We as Umkhonto weSizwe have a very short time that we have engaged with the bill itself, and I think I think we entered in June last year. As much as the consent I can hear from the members of time itself, but I really believe that as Mkondwe says, we would like to take time to entertain all the issues that are raised earlier and be able to apply our minds. Then I'll just say that we are on the second option. We really want to put our minds on it and make sure that we are doing the right thing for the children and for the country. Thank you so much, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Reverend Babaza, for those comments. And now I'll hand over to the Honorable Ramaila.
Thank you very much, Chair, and good morning, Deputy Minister, my colleagues, honorable members, the department, and everybody on the platform. I think much has been said, and I'd like to concur with option 2. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Ramaila. I pray that your sweet and to the point approach to this is what we all adopt as members of parliament in this year going forward. On that light note, I would like to now hand over to the department. Honorable Deputy Minister, ADG, and your team, it is now in your hands to respond to the comments and questions of the members. Thank you.
Chairperson, sorry.
Introduction, Chair. Apology for interrupting you. Members, Munyai's hand is up, Chair. Maybe he wants to make a follow-up or a closing remarks. I don't know.
Okay, sorry about that. Honorable Nyai, I am sorry, I didn't see your hand. I recognize you.
Thank you very much, esteemed Honorable Chair, Deputy Ministers, and honorable members. I just want to share one experience, Chairperson. We were involved on the cannabis bill at the Department of Health, which had Judge Zondo's judgment and the timeline. And it was our experiences that if you are working on the bill, you get the legal team to send a correspondence and update to say that, no, the bill is under consideration. That one line. Because the judgment of the court is not mechanical. It is taking into account the processes that need to follow by the various external and internal stakeholders. That is the experience. The last issue, Chair, you remember that we have requested them on the 4th of August, which it was November, December, and January always were in festive season. And now, of course, the 6 months to them is not even, if you look at that, it's not yet there. So all I'm trying to say, because December and January, we're not working. We're starting now. It's almost the 29th of January. And I'm sure they are all back at work. We will appreciate that they must also consider the agency, the department to consider the agency, given the pressure points, but they must not compromise the process. They have to make sure that all critical stakeholders are engaged, because if we jump a single step or they jump a single step, it will be another court judgment again that will send us back to do the work. Thank you, Honorable Chair. I thought I needed to share that experience. That timelines, there's a need for a state law advisor or a chairperson to get it to update through the legal unit to the court to say that the process, both the portfolio committee and the department and the ministry are still on the process to work on the bill. And we have received update on this specific date and the process continues. The judges get comfortable about, and the court get comfortable with such an update. Thank you.
Honorable Munyai, you have muted yourself, but I believe you had made your point, which we accept. And with that, I would now like to hand over to the department to respond to the comments and questions that have been raised. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair, and thank you very much for the engagement. It is very sad that stakeholders interrupt a lawmaking process. Instead of engaging through the public participation process, they go to court. I can understand that there may be urgency, but I want to send a strong message that unless it's really very critical and serious, Chair, that you must give leadership, that when there's a lawmaking process in place, like making amendments to the Children's Act, stakeholders mustn't go around to the court, but must engage us in the public participation process. They can also ask the portfolio committee, bring matters to your attention and your portfolio committee. So we now have a situation that these amendments, which is critical for our children, is now being delayed because of the court judgments, where we now have to deal with the relevant clauses and then revert back to the remaining clauses. But some very interesting suggestions and comments by honourable members, and I would like to ask the acting DG to answer those difficult questions.
Thank you very much, Honorable Deputy Minister. I think there are a few questions that we will need to provide. I will straight away ask or advocate the resident advocate, Luyanda Mchachisi, to provide that. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. And thanks, DG. And thanks, honorable members, for the questions and comments that you have referred to us. We take note of the comments and appreciate them. We may not necessarily need to respond to the comments per se, but to also take note of the suggestion that comes from Honorable Abrahams with regard to the last two slides, and with your guidance, Honorable Chair, with the explanation that we had given during the presentation, whether we must do that. We stand to be guided by yourselves, and we'll do just that as guided by your honorable self. The drafting of bill, yes, it has been done and finalized. We are just waiting for the processes that lead to the presentation to the government, to the cabinet, so that at the end of the day we gazette this particular bill and have all the issues that I made reference to taken into account. Again, the issue of the JVJ matter and extension has already been alluded to by Honorable Munyai, which we appreciate. The process is exactly that. Once the process of the development of the legislation has started, which it actually predates the judgment itself, by the time the judgment was delivered, the bill was already in Parliament, P18 of 2020. It was already taking care of what the Constitutional Court was saying. But what we are saying at present is that the judgment itself stands as a law, because the Constitutional Court has made pronouncement on it. So if we feel that towards the end or towards June, the process is not according to our expectation in terms of the motion, we will be able to approach the court and ask for extension. We have done that with foster care many times since 2011 because of the challenges that have always been in the system. So it's not a new issue altogether. I can't put it much better than Honorable Nyai has indicated. And again, with the issue of the Fathers for Justice, yes, they are part of the stakeholders. And remember, we are saying this bill will be gazetted. And once this bill is gazetted, all the stakeholders' comments will be taken into account. And we must also be mindful of the fact that when we incorporate comments within what the law permits us to do, irrespective of whoever is making a comment. So if the comments warrant to be incorporated into the bill, they will be incorporated. But if the comments fall outside the ambit of the bill itself, then they will not be incorporated, but referred to the, say, other pieces of legislation where they belong. So we'll be taking into account everything in a manner that is acceptable for the processing of the legislation, and also what the state law advisors will be saying with regard to those particular issues, because we don't act in isolation as a department. There are so many safeguards around us. The state law advisors must certify that the bill is legally in order and constitutionally in order at the end of the day. Thank you, Honorable Chair and honorable members, for the comments and the questions.
Thank you. Over to you, Chairperson.
Thank you to the department for having responded to the questions that were asked and acknowledging the comments that the honorable members made and noting them as we go forward, because some of them are futuristic in nature and would need to be incorporated in the processes that will follow henceforth. I then would like to just attend to the one issue that the advocate mentioned about advice on the removal of option 1. And I am of the opinion that the removal of option 1 will not make any impact or effect, will not have any effect on the presentation, as the presentation will flow very, very smoothly and seamlessly into the option 2. So I would agree that if it does nothing to the department, as it does nothing obviously from the comments that the members have made, the option 1 be removed, and it would make the presentation and its conclusion to be seamless and provide for the way going forward. I don't know if the members, I don't see any other comments from the members, which then is an indication to me that the responses from the department are satisfactory. I would then, I'm trying to go to my agenda. As our agenda says, I believe this brings us with my very deep gratitude to the department and the members of parliament and other stakeholders that are with us on the platform today for having come through to our first meeting of the year and having done the work that we had asked that the department goes away and does in the way that you have. So we thank you so much for that, and I thank our team in Parliament, the Lindiwe and Yolisa and our the entire team that is supporting us, because they were not fully on holiday, as the calls and the WhatsApps would tell about preparation for the start of this year and for this meeting in particular. So that is not in vain. We appreciate your work and your commitment to what we are trying to do here as the portfolio committee. I would then release, as I declare the external or the main meeting closed, and please ask the members of this portfolio committee to stay behind so that we can do the internal business. With that, I would like to thank the Deputy Minister, unless the Honorable Deputy Minister has any word, parting shot on his side to us and to the South Africans at large. Thank you.
No, thank you very much, Honorable Chair. This is a good start to the new year on the eve of the reopening of Parliament and the SONA. And we hope that this relationship between the department and the portfolio committee, while it may be robust at times, that we will be able to serve the constituency that look forward to us providing the necessary services. That is the mandate of this department. Thank you very much, Chair, for your leadership.
Thank you, Honorable Deputy Minister. I believe we, as politicians, we have to be robust. If we are not, we will be doing a disservice to the population of this country. So thank you so much for those kind words. And we wish you all the best going forward. And please, the honorable members, if they could please stay behind, we will not be long at all. Thank you so much. Okay, I believe that the department is on its way out by the look of the people leaving the meeting on my screen. And I think we can then go ahead, and I would like to hand over to Lindy, and so that we can take care of the internal business for today. Thank you so much, Lindy.
Thank you very much, Chair. There are 2 items to consider. Is the adoption of the 4th-term committee program, as well as the 2 sets of minutes. Chair, in my previous communication, I forwarded also a quarterly reports on the first quarter. I've made an omission because it was adopted in one of the meetings and was 80 seat. So we're going to omit that item. So we'll just go to present the quarterly report. If you allow me, Chair, can I screenshot? Can I share?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, Chair.
Thanks.
Sorry, Chair, I can't hear the secretary.
I'm not saying anything yet. I said I'm going to flight
Sorry.
and the assessment. Yoli, do you mind from your side? I can't find this document. There's so many documents. I've just opened it.
Make me a co-host, Sisi.
Okay.
should we have asked the members to get up and get some water? And
Yes, Chair, please.
honorable members, in the light of what I think Lindy and Yoli are doing, and the challenges they seem to be facing technologically, can we just grab a glass of water and then come back precisely at 10:30? So it's 7 minutes from now. Thank you, honorable members. I hope you agree with me. Thanks.
Thanks, Yoli. You can, I've managed to get it. Yes, from my side. Thank you. Thanks so much.
So, Lindy, are you back?
Yes, Chair, I'm covered. I've managed to get it. And then you can just,
I don't know if
can
the
just
Recording
honorable
stopped.
Yoli, can you remove from your side?
I wonder if the honorable members did not heed my request
They
and
did.
left.
Let's stick to your decision, Chair,
Yes,
while
please.
we're sorting ourselves.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Yeah, what's this? Honorable members, thank you so much. I believe we are, well, half a minute to have passed, but I believe you are back from grabbing your cup of coffee, unless it's something other than coffee or tea that needs more time to make. I just would like us, before we go into the draft fourth term program of the Portfolio Committee on Social Development, I just want to, I think we did say in August actually that there were items that were going to be standing items where we would almost go to a point where we call the department to come and report. And one of those was this bill, this children's amendment bill. So I know that this is now an internal meeting, but one can, I believe the chairperson can communicate a resolution if we agree that we invite just to keep oversight on this issue of this bill, we invite the department to come in 3 months' time and
Recording in progress.
and present to us, the progress, and obviously to see if the issues that we've raised today are being carried forward by the department as they are doing their processing of this bill on their part. So I would like to ask if colleagues agree with that, so that, and I will ask Lindy to make sure that that is in our program, because we are about now to review and approve this program, that stands as a agenda item for us in the intervals that we are going to be agreeing upon. As for example, I am proposing that we call the department in 3 months' time to come and tell us how much ground they have covered in as far as this the bill is concerned. I will hand over to you, honorable members, for your comments.
Chair,
Honorable Nyai.
I fully agree. I fully agree the update on the matter within 3 months is critical. But I don't know whether I can also raise some other issue other than what is there. I'll receive your guidance. I can't hear the chairperson. I think the chair is muted.
No, sorry, my apology. I was saying that you can raise the issue if it has any bearing to what we are discussing. I don't see why not, because obviously we're here for that.
No. I was going to raise other issues other than this one, but let's firstly finish on what you have asked us to comment, then we'll come later. I agree that next 3 months, let's receive an update. Thank you.
Okay. Any seconders to that? Honorable members? Okay. Honorable Mhlongo has seconded the the proposal. So this resolution is taken and will be actioned through the processing that we have as the committee. There is a hand from Honorable Makgato. Over to you, Honorable Makgato.
Oh, I'm covered.
Oh,
I'm
thank
covered.
you, Honorable Makgato. Thank you for that. I think before we go to the program, Honorable Mnyai, please raise the issue that you wanted to raise.
Last year, Chair, we have agreed that the department, I've raised this several times, that the department must come and update us on the universal basic income grant.
Okay.
If that could be allocated in the program, please, I will appreciate it.
Okay. Thank you so much. Let me then, with that, hand over to the to Lindy and Yoli to guide us through the program, taking into consideration the points that have the 2 points that have been made. Thank you so much. Lindy and Yoli.
Thank you very much, Chair. This is the term program which try to accommodate the issues raised by the committee during its deliberations in the previous meeting. Today is the 29th of Jan. We just received a presentation from DSD on the progress made in the redrafting of the Children's Amendment Bill, Chair. And then we are now considering and adopting the fourth term program. And also, Chair, we also adopt the 2 sets of minutes. Chair, we'll proceed to the 12th of February. There is an outstanding item which we were supposed to deal with it in October. The annual report of the Central Drug Authority. We will receive the presentation from them. And Chair, on the 19th of February, there will be a report from DSD on the second term quarterly report and the financial and non-financial performance for 2024-2025 financial year, which is July, September. This is one of the obligatory requirements the committee needs to adhere to. And then we'll move to the 26th of February, Chair, and members where we'll get a presentation from SASSA and DSD on the progress made on the investigation on vulnerabilities in the SRD grant application and payment system. And then, Chair, the 5th of March, we'll have a virtual meeting. The 3 first meeting in 2025 are physical meetings. The first one was virtual, and then the next 2-3 meetings will be physical, Chair, will be in Parliament. And then from the 5th of March, we will get a presentation from Mr. Isaac. Chair, there was a petition referred to the committee by the Speaker for consideration and reporting. So we will invite the petitioner, Mr. Isaac, to present his petition to investigate for the NA to investigate the possible increase of social grants to pensioners. Chair, there will also the response by the Department of Social Development on SASSA to respond to Mr. Isaac's petition. That is one of the petitions that involves other departments, but we just need to consider as the procedure of Parliament when a petition is referred to a specific committee. On the 12th of March, Chair, we will receive a presentation as one of the resolution made by this committee and is now implemented. And then we'll receive a briefing from DSD, NDA, and SASSA on their audit plans on HSA findings and recommendations for 2023-2024 financial year. I think we took a resolution that it's important for this committee to receive the action plans on the finding audits from the AG. So we are starting that process of ensuring that we are exercising a robust oversight to the department and its entity. Chair, we proceed to the 19th of March, and then we'll receive a briefing from the NDA and on programs aimed at scaling up youth women and children. I think this is one of the resolution made by the committee in their previous meetings, where I think it was in the workshop. Chair, the committee has been allocated the time slot. The House Chairperson has divided the committees into two groups. Group 1 will be conducting oversight visit in the week of 24 to 28, 27, and then this committee has been categorized as Group B. Our time allocated for oversight is the 24 to 28 March 2025. So this committee will conduct a public hearing on this day. Chair, we will sit with you and you'll need to find where can we fit in the item sponsored by Mr. Munyai, as he alluded that he read the resolution was raised in the previous meeting. We can see which item, which meeting we can be able to fit a second item for the department to come and present the universal income grant. Chair, that is the program for the fourth term for this committee to consider and adopt. Thank you very much. Over to you.
Thanks, Lindy, for that. We certainly will have to sit, and I believe we are meeting tomorrow with the ManCo, so we can discuss these issues. I just wanted to raise an issue on the presentation on the CSG matriculants that we discussed, myself and yourself, Lindy, that I thought we were going to have on the day of the CDA presentation. Is
it's on the 12th, Chair.
Is it on the 12th?
Yes, Chair, the next meeting.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. I have the hand of Honorable Abrams and the Honorable Munyai. Please go ahead, Honorable Abrams, and then the Honorable Reverend Gwabaza.
Thank you very much, Chairperson, and thank you for the work that's gone into the first program. I just have an item for us of something to consider. We often say that, when we start discussing, our agenda items and our topics, that some of the items, cross-cut other departments, and that we should, to make some effort to, invite all these other departments where there are cross-cutting issues. And, looking at the opportunity in this program, when we have the NDA to come and present to us on what skills they are offering, abuse women and children and uplifting them, would it not be possible to invite another department like small business or another department that offers skills training, so that we can see what that department and their programs are offering, women and to uplift them. So that's just a consideration, just to get a different perspective and not just, always the perspective of what social development is doing, but, also perspective of what the other departments are doing, to support and in partnership. And then just for a clarity, then seeking question on now the committee oversights and, falling in groups A's and B's. On the parliamentary program, I see, so committee oversight was now scheduled for the 25th of March to the 4th of April. Does that then mean that we then have no committee meeting in that first week of April? Because there's then nothing scheduled. So if we can just get clarity then for that, I think it's the 2nd of April. Will we be meeting as a committee? Thank you, Chairperson.
Thanks, Honorable Abrams. I will now go over to the Honorable Munyai.
Thank you, Chair. I think while honorable member just spoke about the skill, I think we may bring the Minister of Basic Education. I'll tell you why. While she speak of the skill, how can the department, I mean, national and basic education, both of them, how can the SETAs help educate, help this as SRD beneficiary to be skilled and linked to economic opportunities? So I'm saying you must find a way which both ministers could be invited. Lastly, the date in which I propose, Chair, that we can have a briefing on the Universal Basic Income Grant is the date in which we need to receive presentation on the Central Drug Authority. The same date we can have 2 items because it will be just update as we're engaging. Lastly, I want to second the honorable member for getting the NDA. Firstly, remember there was issues of the strategy. If they can come and help us, come and brief us on the strategy and what Honorable Abrams would have said, you know. So that I've agreed. So I'm saying with the Universal Basic Income Grant, we can do it on the same day in which with the Drug Central Authority, NDA, the skills plus their own strategy. The issues of the strategy last year was very confusing because it has been updated, it's not been shared. It was, if it could, they could also address that matter, please. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Munyai. I, on my list, have Honorable Reverend Kobaza. I recognize you, Honorable Ramaila, after Honorable Mhlongo, if that's okay with you. And Honorable Mare, I also recognize you after Honorable Ramaila. So go ahead, Honorable Reverend Kobaza.
Thank you so much, Chair. Chair, I'm really concerned about NDA. And I think the 2 honorable members that have come in earlier, I really concur. I think it's too far. The date of the 12th of March, I really think it's too far. We can have it on our next meeting because as a department, we are focusing on the problems. And NDA is our organization or our agency that is focusing on the solutions, on how do we address some of the challenges, especially having some sustainable projects that they are running. So now it is important that in our time that we allocate always NDA because they are our lifesavers in terms of the bulk of the people that are in the grant system. They are there to take them out, solve some of the problems that the whole country is facing, where number of people each and every day they are on the system, they are getting on the system of social grant. So I really believe that it is important that the strategy that they said they are going to fix 12 March is too far. I really believe that is too far. Thank you so much, Chair and honorable members.
Thank you, Honorable Reverend Kobaza. Lindy, when you respond, would you please just also, for the benefit of the honorable members, touch on the processes that that are involved in you getting all the approvals from the higher structures in Parliament of the programs and changes and so on and so forth, so that we all understand when we make these critical and vital proposals that they will be put through, but we might have challenges with timelines in terms of them approved and so on and so forth. But I will leave that to you. Then Honorable Mhlongo.
Thank you very much, Chair. Chair, we note the program, but I would want to agree with Honorable Mnyanyi that can the Secretariat and yourselves, Chair, look into the matter of adding the basic income grant, yeah, so that it comes to the portfolio committee. But apart from that, we note the program, provided it also includes the proposal submitted by Honorable Mnyanyi.
Thanks, Honorable Mhlongo. Now we go to the Honorable Ramaila.
Thank you, Chair, and I appreciate the program as presented and supporting the addition that Honorable Mnyanyi has suggested. But as I previously asked Honorable Chair, that we do not have a tracking tool for our resolutions, for our decisions. And my worry has always been that there's certain critical matters that in the process falls in the cracks. More so that when you consider minutes after a while, find you are considering a set of 4 minutes at the same time. And if we were to go to issues that will really drag our meetings too long, could we, Chair, can I ask once more that we have that tracking tool, resolutions tracking tool, but every meeting we are able to follow up on matters that did not happen and tick boxes, and so that we're able to measure our progress in that regard. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Ramaila. We're very well noted and appreciated. It's a very important, and it will actually revolutionize our work. And because our secretariat are literally on my phone and raising issues in terms of how they can be accommodated and how we can then have them in our discussions as we track them. I guess it's just a case of taking that and making it into a sort of a dashboard of sorts where we can refer to as members, as you are rightly suggesting. I will now hand over to the Honorable Mare. Honorable Mkhatu, I have put you down as well, as I recognized you now for that you would like to also make a comment. Honorable Mare, over to you.
Thank you so much, Jay. I've listened to what all the honorable members are saying, and I'm not going to repeat what they were saying. But I just want to raise one thing that we can also have for our program is, if it's possible that we can have the Department of Justice, Department of Education, Department of Health, together with Department of Social Development in one meeting, maybe once in a quarter, to discuss issues that is affecting our department, to work as a team. We've been discussing this thing for a long time, and we are working past one another. So I'm not going to repeat what the other members were saying, but I just feel that we should have a meeting where all the departments come together and come to the social development meeting so we can discuss certain issues, Chairperson. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Mare. I will respond to that when the time comes for responding. But I note and appreciate your comment. Yes, and it has been raised before. Honorable Mkhatu.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. Firstly, I just want to second Mr. Mnyanyi on what he said. The issue of education and health strategy are very much important. So I just want to speak about the audit action plan. They must be included in the program, because we can't live without the audit action plan. So that is my response. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Mkhatu. I will now hand over to Lindiwe, but before I do that, I would just like to appreciate and thank the honorable members for raising these issues, and to also say that they the fact that if there's anything that I've learned is that the issues are more than the meetings we have. So we need to be, as Honorable Munyai even suggested, pairing presentations in one sitting and so on and so forth, in such a way that we don't over encumber the meeting so that it's a tick box exercise, but it allows us to really learn from the presentations and are able to engage properly. And so I would really appeal to members that they allow the work that needs to happen between myself and Lindy and Yoli to sit down now and say, here is what members have raised, because as we have now, just to respond to Honorable Mahato, that we do have the audit action plans in this program, because I believe even Honorable Ramaila had raised it in the past, and other members. So we do take those things into consideration. We just wish, for me, that a quarter was more like 6 months in terms of instead of what we have in a quarter. But also to say that I have not experienced before the work and the struggle that it is to get different portfolio committees together. And that is the work that I believe I even went to the chair of chairs to say what it is that we can do, because we are a core department for a number of departments, a number of portfolio committees that we need to be appraised, and they need to be appraised of the work that we do and how we can collaborate to make sure that our work is effective. But in saying that, I'm just saying to honorable members, please allow me to go back with this information now that you have raised. And in fact, most of the things you are not raising for the first time. And also most of them we have tried to work around or work with the program to ensure that these things are accommodated. And obviously, as this was the 4th term, and then we will be starting a new term and so on and so forth. So that is my appeal to members. And I understand the frustration. I understand the complexities that you go through in your constituencies, and I share it 100%. If there was anything more than 100%, I would use that, because it is the same frustration. It is the same complexity that is just it's so fascinating. But I'll allow Lindiwe to respond to the questions or to the comments that were made by the members, because we need those comments to actually shape what we are doing going forward. Thank you so much, Lindiwe.
Thank you very much, Chair, and members of the committee. You almost covered some of the responses I was going to provide to the committee. It's safe to say that tomorrow we have a management team meeting where we will try to allocate the comments made by this committee. Chair, regarding Mr. Munyai's proposal for a presentation on the universal income grant, Chair, for next week, for the 12th of February, unfortunately, there is a second agenda item for that meeting where the department will present the matric outcomes of the beneficiaries, social grant beneficiaries. I think it's one critical feedback that this committee would want to hear from the department. Chair, that item fits nicely with the department when they come on the 19th of February to present their quarterly reports. So the information would flow. Was it one of the policies that the department needs to develop? So that item, we'll propose that it should be the second item for the meeting of the 19th, Chair. And also, Chair, we have listened that the request from Honorable Abrams that we also invite another department to also demonstrate their strategies or programs in skilling abused women. So we will also have a discussion with the content advisor as to what will be the small business or what will be the perfect department to identify in providing this information for this committee. And also the basic education and the national and the basic education chair, we will have a deliberation on that, Chair. I think it was raised by Mr. Munyai in tomorrow's meeting. Chair, also, I want to also inform Member Mare that there is an outstanding matter which was raised, I think, in our last meeting and the previous meeting, as far as the issue of the gender-based violence and femicide, that there are a number of departments involved in carrying out these strategies and in executing these strategies. So there was a view that we need to call in other departments like basic education, police, Department of Health, you know, and to come and present their strategies in implementing the GBV programs. So there is that kind of initiative that this committee will carry out in the next term. Chair, I want to say to Mr. Maramalia, you are not speaking to deaf ears. I think it was raised in the last meeting. Unfortunately, I was not part of that meeting on the 4th of December, that we need to have a dashboard to highlight the resolutions taken by the committee, which will also demonstrate the progress made thus far. For now, it's not in record. It's something that we implement by not having a point of reference. I'm working on that, Chair and members, and I don't know whether you want me to start from last year, August, or we can start on a clean slate and then we identify, especially from now going forward, as to each and every meeting we need to highlight the progress made. Know that the other resolutions made, we will keep them in abeyance. So I just want to pardon with me, and I know it is a weakness, and then I will try my level best to address and develop the tracking tool. Chair, also, the issue of the action plan, that it's too long, I want to confirm or to make assurance to Reverend that this item, especially the one for the petition, and there are new rules now where the members of the public can submit petition directly to the speaker, unlike before where members of the public must submit a petition via a member of parliament. And then also in the new rules, there is a guideline that when the petition is referred to the committee is given 80 days to process the petition. I think for this one, I was sleeping on duty, and then the time is against us for us to meet the set deadline. Otherwise, other one, the SRD, the 26th one, it's a very important meeting where this committee wanted to get a feedback. So I just wanted to express that view that all the issues are very important, and then the management team will consider it, and then will come with a revised program, approved program. Chair, also, I wanted to also bring to the attention of members that the processes that comes when the committee is making some changes, there is a tedious progress where you need to motivate and then provide reasons why do you want to change a particular item, and then sought approval from the House Chairperson. So if there is some administrative work that I need to do in consultation with the Chairperson. Member Abrams, regarding the first week of April, the program that I was working on, the Parliament's, it's up to the 28th of March. So if the Parliament will also work on the week of April, it will give us an opportunity to try and accommodate some of the items proposed by the committee. So I'll get in touch with the program of Parliament and then sit with the chairperson and address or amend the program accordingly. Thank you very much. So I think, Yoli, if I've omitted to bring any issue in response of the input made by the committee, through you, Chair, you can add or omit any information. Thank you very much.
Chairperson, no, I think you covered everything, Sisi. Just safe to say that whenever we work on a program, we do consider all the resolutions that the committee have taken and also prioritize those the committee felt they are a priority. But Chairperson said sometimes we are constrained by the parliamentary program. So we can only do so much for that particular term. For example, this particular term, we prioritize things that we as a committee, we should have done, like the CDA, the petition, and also the quarterly program or progress report, the Q2 of the department that we should have done last year. But because of the other priorities, that we had to take it out to accommodate other priorities. So we have to do it now, otherwise we're running out of the scheduling of this quarterly report and the briefing to Parliament. So I just wanted to just amplify that we do consider your resolutions, members, and we prioritize them as we had submitted them during the committee discussions. It's just that we are constrained by the parliamentary program, which Chairperson has clearly alluded to that. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you so much for that. I just wanted to also say that my look at the program, and when Lindy goes and checks it, she can come back and confirm with the honorable members. My look at the program is that that first week of April is actually a constituency period week. I know this for a fact because I have at another level had to seek approval for other work because it is a constituency period. So I must now speak to my province and so on and so forth. But I could be wrong with this. So Lindy, just go and check for us and confirm this, because then if it's a different issue, then we are I'm in breach of a whole lot of policies of Parliament and so on and so forth. But so may I please ask that with these changes that will be effected when we discuss, if we can effect them, that Lindy, where do we go away and then come back to ask for the adoption of the program, or should we adopt the program with the changes?
We will adopt the program with changes, Chair.
Okay. May I please ask for the adoption of the program, or Honourable the mover, Honourable Munyai?
I rise to move for the adoption with those amendments. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chair. I'm sorry. Thank you, Honourable Munyai. And any seconder for this adoption of the program with the amendments, honourable members? The Honourable Mhlongo.
Thank you, Chair. I second the adoption of the program with the amendments. Thanks, Chair.
Thank you so much. Honourable members, now we're going to the minutes. I want to first just record my apology to the honourable members. I think it was Honourable Ramaila that spoke to the piling of the minutes and then having to adopt them all at the same time and so on and so forth. And to say that in no way is this a deliberate sort of just act by the Secretariat and myself, but we find ourselves when meetings go on and on and on that we do need to defer the adoption of minutes to a future date. But we are working on this to make sure that whenever there's a meeting, we adopt the outstanding minutes, that they don't pile up. Because then it's really a box ticking exercise. And I totally agree with honorable members, or Honorable Mnyai in this case. So let's go to those minutes, please, if you can put them up, Lindy.
Hey, Chair, Yoli, can you put the one for 20 of November, please, Sissy?
Gracias, I'm looking for it. Is it the right one, Sister Sola? I can't see from my side. Can you see it?
It's not open yet. It's just
Not-
there's a list there's a whole list of things.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't take the PDF format. That's my
Oh.
challenge, because I've downloaded on PDF. Now, when I try to share, it doesn't recognize. I'm trying to download on my side. I
Okay.
profusely apologize, members and chair.
Please,
I think that's a problem I have also, Sis Lindy. I only have the copies of the one that you sent to members, which is a PDF. Sorry, Chef, to interrupt.
no problem. I was asking, does it mean that we have to go back to where I then open the minutes on my side? Are you saying you have sent them to us, Yoli?
I think the challenge is that, Chair, we work on the minutes, I send them to Sis Lindy, and then she effect whatever inputs I've made. And then, but now I remain with a copy that has the track changes. So when she then accepts the changes and then convert it to PDF, I don't have that document then, Chair.
Okay, so sorry, we do have now. I can see on the screen, we have the minutes of the 20th of November, 2024. Thank you for that. I think we also must discuss this because I think it was an issue even last year. Even the last time we met with the members to approve minutes. We cannot have it happen like ongoing. So we will discuss this. Please note it for our discussion tomorrow, how we can work among ourselves, that one of us can upload the minutes in the format that is compatible with the system. Thank you so much for this. I can see that the minutes are on the screen, and now we can go down because these are the minutes of the 20th of November 2024. And there was the briefing by the South African Medical Research Council and the Department of Social Development on progress made in implementing the strategy on gender-based violence and femicide, and the briefing by the Social Development on programs aimed at addressing teenage pregnancy. And so these are the members, honorable members that were there at the meeting. If you can just go down, because now we are on the list of members that were at the meeting. And there were apologies, Honorable Mtsweni, and then we go down. And And this is the delegation from the department and the delegation from the South African Medical Research Council, and our team that is supporting us now. And go down. And so there was the welcome by the chairperson, and the apologies were recorded. And on behalf of the minister and all those that couldn't attend. And then the agenda was adopted, and the minutes, the adoption of minutes, they were tabled of the 11th of September, the 9th of October, the 11th of October, 16th of October, and 23rd of October. And I think this covers the apology I've just made to the members. Let us go to the briefing by SAMRC, where the Professor Abrams presented and also and gave their presentation, and they reported the 2020-21 research study that they had done. Just go down, please. And then the deliberations by members. I hope the members are reflecting on these as we go, and are noting the changes that the comments that they have on this. Please go down. And these were the responses by the Research Council. And we had an overview by the Honorable Deputy Minister on this presentation. And we had a presentation by the department. And the copy of the presentation can be obtained from the committee. Committee deliberations on this presentation. And the briefing by the department. And the committee resolutions. And the presentation obviously can be obtained. And the meeting was adjourned. May I please have Honorable Munyai?
I remember, I move for the adoption of the minutes. I remember I was asking the question as a joke, whether the professor shares the similar, is related to one of our honorable members.
Okay. Yes. Yes, I also remember that. Are you moving for the adoption, Honorable Munyai?
I do, 100%.
Okay. May we please have the seconding of this adoption, Honorable Makgatho? Honorable Makgatho? You are muted.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm seconding.
Okay. The minutes of the meeting of the 20th of November 2024 have just been adopted and seconded. So do we have another set, colleagues? Lindy?
Yes, Chair. Can you see it in the screen?
Yes, I can. Thank you so much.
Okay.
This is the meeting of the 4th of December 2024, right?
Yes, Chair.
Yes. This was when the Department of Social Development presented to us on the progress made in implementing the National Strategy on Gender-Based Violence. And also we had a presentation on an overview of the department's interventions addressing the teenage pregnancy, sexual assaults, and statutory rape. And these are the members that were at this meeting on this day. And we got the apology from the minister, the deputy minister, and Honorable Msweni. And so then we had this delegation from the department, and our team was also in full force and all in attendance. And thank you for that. And the meeting was opened and apologies were recorded and the agenda was adopted, and we considered the minutes as outlined of the 30th of October and 13th November, which was much less than the minutes that we had adopted in the previous meeting. So there is some work being done to try and alleviate this issue. So we got the presentation from the department on the implementation of the strategy. Go ahead. Thanks.
Sorry,
And then we deliberated. The deliberations are outlined there for us. And there were recommendations as well that were made. And the responses from the department. And the chairperson's closing remarks and the resolutions of that meeting. Go ahead. And the meeting was adjourned. Could we please, Honorable Makgato, is this an old hand or a brand new one? Honorable Makgato?
Chairperson,
Is your hand a new one to adopt the minutes?
I will just adopt. I've forgotten to lower it, but I will second it.
Okay, thank you so much. Can we, a honorable member that will second Honorable Makgato? Please.
Thanks, Chair. I second Honorable Makgato.
Also, these minutes have been adopted and seconded by this committee. Thank you so much. Was there another set, Lindy?
No, Chair. We have concluded. Yes, Chair.
Yeah, our meeting of the 4th of December was the last one. And so thank you so much, honorable members, for taking your time to do this internal business, which is critical and vital for our work as parliamentarians. And with all the comments that have been made and the responses that have been offered, I would like to then thank you all for the meeting and thank our team, our parliamentary support team, for your work that you do behind the scenes and before the scenes, and then declare this meeting adjourned. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chair.
Bless you.
Thank you, Salo. Can I end the meeting for everyone? Thank you very much.
Recording stopped.